this is first my part. Our countries are in the, let me say, east, south part of Europe. So the system, as you will see in a few minutes, it is a little bit different than from other EU countries. Turkey, Greece, Bulgaria, Romania, and Serbia is our countries. Okay, let's start now. First, we will talk about admission requirements. I will do this part, and then Burak will talk about training and course catalogs, and I will again do teaching practice, internship, and finally Burak will present graduation and becoming a teacher. So first of all, admission requirements. As you see in this table, there is a central exam to go on university in Turkey, Greece, Bulgaria, and Romania. And plus, in addition, in Romania, there is a decentralized exam, and in Serbia only. This means universities do their exams, not a general exam in the country. And in these three countries, as is Turkey, Bulgaria, and Serbia, there's a grade points average, GPA, which means students' marks in the high school, secondary school is calculated, and it is added to the exam score. So they will have a final score to enter university. If we look at country by country, in Turkey, students first to complete their high school education. And then in order to become a native language teacher, they have to take the higher education institution exam. This exam is done by ÖSYM, we called it Assessment Selection and Placement Center. There are two parts in this exam. The first part is basic competence and the second part is field qualification. So 40% of basic competence and 60% of field qualification is calculated, and this makes the exam score. Also, GPA is added to this score, which is lowest 250 to 500, the highest. This is the situation in Turkey. And let's look at Greece. As you see here, Greece has a central exam like Turkey, and a GPA is calculated again here like Turkey. So in Bulgaria, again, the system is similar. In university admission process is based on the secondary school GPA scores and an exam. So the results are calculated like in Turkey, and sometimes some universities may apply different admission requirements in Bulgaria, different than from Turkey. Because we have a very centralized education system, universities cannot decide. And next one is Romania. As you see, there's a central exam, but some universities can make extra exams for admission. Average mark obtained by the candidates at the national exam during the high school, the subjects they studied, and also by some higher educations, they will have an entrance exam. And in Serbia, it is different than from these four countries. There's a decentralized exam and GPA for native language. In Serbia, we didn't have data from the forms, Antoine, that you prepared. So Burak checked Times Higher Education World University Ranking List 2020, and we choose Belgrade, University of Belgrade from this list. And then we checked the website of University of Belgrade. Burak did this part. And then we get most of the information from there. So this may be, there may be some changes because it changed university to university. And some universities applies their own entrance exam in selection process. And again, they also add GPA to their exam. Yes, now training course catalog. So I will stop sharing the screen and Burak will share his screen.
I hope you can see the screen right now. And training and course catalog. After the admission process, the training starts. And in Turkey, Bulgaria, Greece, and Romania, they need to graduate from undergraduation, the 4-year education. As you all know, European credit system, they need to follow 240 credits, except for Romania. Romania needs at least 180 credits is enough for graduation. But in Serbia, in addition to the undergraduate, they need to also do MA and graduate, 1-year MA education. They need to get 60 credits, and then the training starts. When we look at the country by country, as you can see, NLTs are native language teachers are educated in the education faculties of 53 universities, 31 of them state universities, and 22 of them are private universities. As Rabia said, their placement based on their placement scores in the national examination and GPS scores, they place in the universities, and they receive 4 years of undergraduate education, and then the ones complete the credits at the end of 4 years, they are entitled to graduate and become a teacher. In Greece, to complete their undergraduate program and gain the degree, they must successfully pass the courses. Like in Turkey, there's the requirement of European credit system for 240, and departments offers students the opportunity to attend a special course cycle and obtain a certificate of pedagogy and teaching competence. And students can incorporate some or all of the courses into their degree. When it comes to Bulgaria, the basic requirement under the ECTS is the student should collect minimum 30 credits per semester and 60 credits per academic year. To be awarded as a bachelor degree, they need to get, like the others, 240 credits. Also, they need to get 75 credits pedagogy education are taken to be NLT in compulsory courses. In Romania, bachelor degree program include minimum 180 and maximum 240 transferable study credits, equivalent to ECTS, and lasts 3 to 4 years, depending on the field of and area of specialization. Master programs includes a minimum of 60 and a maximum of 120 transferable study credits. And the cycle also follows like other countries. The only difference in Serbia out of these 5 countries, in Serbia, teachers are divided into 3 parts: preschool teachers, primary school teachers, or subject teachers. If you want to be a subject teacher, NLT teacher is one of them, you need to get undergraduate and graduate education. In other 4 countries, the undergraduate education is enough. But in Serbia, you need to get also graduate education because they call it subject teacher. So they need to get 240 in undergraduate education and 60 credits in graduate education, totally 300 credits to be assigned as a teacher in this school, private or public schools. And then we check the course catalogs of the universities. Rather than presenting all of them, we categorize them into 4 parts. The first part is the literature and culture courses in the curriculum of the countries. When we look at the percentages, we can see that Bulgaria, Greece, and Serbia, Romania, all the 4 countries are having a high percentage compared to Turkey. At first sight, you may think that people in Turkey do not like literature and course. Not really. The reason behind it is students are trained in the faculty of philology in Romania, Bulgaria, Greece, and Serbia. But in Turkey, students are trained in the Faculty of Education. So the most important difference between Turkey and the other 4 countries is this, and therefore their courses and the lessons are changes. The percentages of the changes. Let's look at the table, and you can see that in Greece, especially literature and culture courses, it's the 70%, and Bulgaria also almost 60, and Romania 59, and Serbia and 54.2, but in Turkey 29.4. So when we look at the details of the tables, there are 3 courses in Russian literature in the Bulgarian curriculum. So that's the background of their country size, and then therefore in the Serbian, Romanian, and Greek curriculum there are courses for mainly for their own country, but in Turkey you can see that literature courses for other countries also is available. Literature courses are given a process between ancient literature to the modern literature in all countries. In the Greek curriculum, especially for courses in ancient Greek and Latin literature are predominant. Let's look at the second table in the linguistic courses. That's the second category. In terms of linguistic courses, there is almost a similarity between the countries, but Turkey is the lowest score in this, lowest percentage in this category as well. But you can see that in Bulgaria, in the linguistic courses, they are only based on Russian rather than Bulgarian. They are based on Russian. Yeah, you can understand the reason behind it, the country relationship, the background of their countries. You can see the phonetics in Russian, morphology in Russian, syntax in Russian, lexicology in Russian, rather than phonetics in Bulgarian and morphology in Bulgarian. They're giving courses in Russian, but in Turkey you can see that Ottoman Turkish, text linguistic and linguistic are given. Other courses I can give detail here. It's striking that, as I said, in the Bulgarian curriculum are oriented towards Russian, not Bulgarian. The courses on the history of language are available all the curricula. In Turkey, rather than branches of linguistic, grammar courses are more focused. Turkish grammar 1, 2, 3, 4, or teaching grammar. In the Greek curriculum, the fields of linguistics are given as an elective major in the 4th year. Unless the linguistic major is chosen, the rate of linguistic courses decreases. From this perspective, we can see that the percentage of literature and culture courses in the Greek curriculum is quite high. When we look at the third table, technology and pedagogy courses, as I said before, they are trained in the Faculty of Philology in Romania, Bulgaria, Greece, and Serbia. Therefore, the courses are based on literature, language, and the other maybe culture, not pedagogy and language teaching. So when we look at the names of the department, for example, in Romania, department name is Romanian language and literature, or Greek language and literature, or Serbian language and literature. But in Turkey, they are specifically designed for language teachers, not literature really. We have a department for Turkish language and literature, but it is in the Faculty of Letters. But in the Faculty of Education, we are training the future teachers. So you can see the percentage. Turkey has the lowest scores in the literature and other parts, but in this part, technology and pedagogy courses, Turkey has the highest score. Maybe all the overall score is lower than Turkey's score. The reason behind is the faculty and the perspective of their training. So pedagogy courses and technology courses, teaching principles, techniques, they are trained how, which principle they should apply, which technique they should use in their learning and their teaching. Also, they get information about information technology. In Romania, also computer-assisted communication, and Bulgaria, information and communication technologies and learning and working in a digital environment. When we look at the degrees, issues in learning and teaching practice, and in Serbia, pedagogical psychology are the courses we observe in the as a result of our descriptive analysis. We categorize them in this part. When we move to last table, language education courses, you can clearly see that in Romania and Greece, there is no course for language education. So we can understand that these departments are not specifically designed for language teachers. But if you are graduate from these departments, you can become a subject teacher. So you can become a Serbian language teacher in a private or public school. So the philosophy behind this design is different from Turkey. In Bulgaria and Serbia, there are some courses. In Bulgaria, methods of teaching the Bulgarian language, and Serbia, functional literacy in teaching practice, methods of teaching the Serbian language and art of speaking. When we move to Turkey, you can see that 17.7% of the courses are based on language education. So in Turkey, future teachers of language, NLT, are trained in language education. They get training about the skills, writing, speaking, listening, and the approaches, basic concepts, and exam preparation and evaluation, bilingual education, initial reading and writing. The courses are divided. This table also summarizes the weight of courses in the curricula of the countries. You see that the highest score in Turkey, technological and pedagogy courses. When we look at the Romania, Bulgaria, Greece, and Serbia, the highest score in literature and culture courses. As I emphasize it, they are graduated from philology faculties. Therefore, the department name is Serbian Language and Literature. The courses are based on literature and culture. Turkey has the lowest score in language education courses, but these are the equal. But these in Romania, Bulgaria, Greece, and Serbia, courses are based on literature. The next part is the teaching practice.
Okay. Now we will just look at how teaching practice is implemented in these 5 countries. We don't have data from Romania, but we have data from other 4 countries. As you see in Bulgaria and Greece, last 2 years of education, they have teaching practice course. But in Turkey, it is in the last year, just 1 year. In these 2 countries, 2 years. And in Serbia, this is not mandatory. This is a voluntary base. So this is the most important difference between these countries. Yes, if we talk about Turkey, since we are here, we have more detailed information about our teaching practice courses. It is just 1 year in the last year of teaching. It is mandatory, obligatory to attend this teaching practice course. And first of all, faculty gives the list of students in the 4th year to Directorate of National Education in Antalya, if we talk about Akdeniz University. And they match students with schools. So this is done by National Directorate of Minister of Education. They have 14 weeks, 2 semesters, and each week students will have 6 hours of lessons at practice school. It lasts 1 academic year in the 4th year, and there is a mentor at school And there is also an academic staff as an advisor from university. Mentor helps students to adapt at school. In first 6 weeks, they will just observe the mentor teacher. And then in the last 8 weeks, they will start teaching. Mentor guides them and give marks according to their performance. This means they had a grade. The grade will be calculated in 2 different ways. One, mentor gives the grade, and the advisor also monitors students at school, and then he or she will give another grade, and these 2 grades makes the final point. The grading is done online form, as you see here, and they will get the final mark and they will complete their teaching practice in Turkey. And in Greece, again, practicum activities take place on both the premises of the collaborative schools and in the departments, similar to Turkey. And the practicum lasts several weeks, but lasts 2 years, different from Turkey. And under the guidance of the class teacher, with the support of teachers in the departments, students gradually get involved with the systematic classroom observation activities. First, like Turkey, they are observers, they are as assistants, and then later on they independently do their practice. And in Bulgaria, the teaching practice conducted in the second half of the undergraduate education. However, the outline of the process is missing here. And in Romania, there is no teaching practice for NLT teachers. And Serbia, there is one, but it is voluntary, not mandatory. This is the main difference. My turn is ended, and it is now Burak's turn to do the final part. Thank you very much.
Then we move to the graduation and becoming a teacher part. Okay, they enroll in the university, they train, they did the teaching practice. Now it's time to become a teacher. How they become a teacher? What are the process they need to follow? In the case of Turkey, upon completing a 4-year undergraduate education, NLTs can work either in public or private public schools, primary schools. But in order to work in public schools, they need to take 2 tests, teacher field knowledge test and general culture and aptitude tests, which were centrally administered every year, Based on their scores in this test, they are ranked and appointed as a teacher within the quota determined by the Ministry of Education. In terms of private schools, the conditions and requirements are determined by the relevant school. The teacher candidates individually apply for the vacancies in the private schools, and private school basically ask the candidates to show up a demo lesson and make their final decisions according to their performance in these lessons. In Greece, like in Turkey, there is also the vacancies for the teacher vacancies are announced every 2 school years, and procedure for preparation of ranking list of teachers are given. Candidates having the specific qualification for the appointment in the primary or secondary education are accepted in the procedure. In addition, an additional qualification for filling the vacant positions of the teacher and special education staff is pedagogical and technological proficiency that is certified either before and after the appointment. In particular, teachers' appointment and employment is based on exclusively on rating tables, including the names of those who have the qualifications, pedagogical and teaching proficiency, academic qualifications, social criteria, actual prior teaching service are taken into consideration for the ranking. In Bulgaria, teacher job vacancies are announced by the headmasters in the labor offices, regional education inspectorates, and labor offices. Selection process for teachers are decentralized. So Since there is no central education system, also the selection procedures for teachers are decentralized. Schools bear the responsibility for them, open recruitment. This approach allows teachers to choose education institutions where they can find the fulfillment. Romania, for teaching position, the legislation established the initial training requirements in the form of appointment conditions. These refer to the education level and professional training. They have to be completed and passed by the prospective teachers. Only persons completing these requirements are considered qualified for the considered position. However, under the special circumstances, teaching positions in the pre-university education can be occupied for a limited period of time with unqualified personnel. In most cases, this works as a postponement of the qualification is applied only when and where qualified teachers are in a short supply. Lastly, Serbia, since there is no central education system, NLTs are considered subject teachers. After graduation of, after they doing their undergraduate and graduate education, they become a teacher. But the teacher can generally apply for the vacancies announced by the schools. There is a specific database which is designed by the Ministry of Education, Science and Technological Development of Serbia for this purpose. The candidates can check their vacancies and conditions of the schools and then apply for them. And requirements of the school change from one school to another, and the process follow in this way, and then become a teacher in private or public schools based on the conditions offered by the schools. We thank you for listening.